Welcome to Sib Spot. Today's featured Reddit stories are from MaliciousCompliance. Story 1 today is by Obvious Secretary 151. Show up 30 minutes early. Sure, Dave, as long as you do too. I am 15 years old and work as a soccer referee. I will normally arrive 10 to 15 minutes early to a game, which is plenty of time to check in players from both teams and make sure the field is in proper playing condition. One game I showed up to as an assistant referee, AR. My center ref, 18 years old, let's call him Dave, told me that all refs have to arrive 30 minutes early to every game. I know this is not true and stayed silent. We ref the game as usual and returned to where we put our stuff at the end of the game. Dave told me that because I didn't arrive 30 minutes early, he would mark that I didn't show up, basically telling me that I wouldn't get paid for the game we just worked. I complained that this was a rule he made up. He left the game without saying anything else, figuring that would be all. Note, if you referee without any assistant referees, you get paid like $5 more. I think this was Dave's plan. When I got home, I made sure to sign up to be center referee at every game where Dave was an AR. Poor Dave showed up to his next game 15 minutes early, which is absolutely unacceptable. I said nothing the whole game, but only marked him absent, which means he wouldn't get paid. This went on for a week and a half until his paycheck came in, and he was about $120 off what his total should have been. I did make sure every game that Dave was less than 30 minutes early. Dave emails one of the main referees who runs everything to see what the problem was. One of the main referees, let's call him John, told Dave that he wasn't there, so he wouldn't get paid. Dave put 2 and 2 together and realized what I did. Emails were sent between Dave, John, and I until John had the full story. Dave was fired for making up rules, and I got paid for the first game with Dave. Don't take advantage of young people. Take that, Dave. Dave was a insert insult here that starts with D and has 4 letters. He was not a nice person. You don't have to do this just to get paid a little bit more. Why would you mark somebody absent after they do the game with you? And he didn't even tell him at the start of the game, since you're not at least 30 minutes early to this game, I'm going to mark you absent. That would have given the kid a chance to say, I'm not doing this game with you. But he worked it with him and then told him he's going to mark him absent so he doesn't get paid for it. That is extremely underhanded and rude. And yes, this one brought back some memories because I used to play on a soccer team, but I also used to referee when I was young. And I only did games where the kids were pretty young, so it was pretty easy to do most of the games, but there were some games where the parents were still horrendous. There's definitely one game that sticks out in my memory where I didn't see something that happened behind me and the parents were losing their minds because of it. I was the only ref that showed up for the game that day, so it wasn't like 2 of us messed up. I was watching where the kids were on the right side of the field, and I still remember something happened behind me to my left, and the parents were so mad that I didn't catch it and call it. But there's only so much that you can do. You don't have eyes in the back of your head. These were like 7-year-old kids that were playing a game, and the parents were still mental. Our next story is by Miss Vibey. You're not paid to think. Cool. Enjoy $7,000 in rotten shrimp. Back in 2022, I worked night shift at a grocery store in Florida, stocking frozen. One night, I noticed the walk-in freezer was at 20 degrees Fahrenheit. It should be 0. I go tell my manager, real jerk, always barking orders like he's running a boot camp. He cuts me off mid-sentence. You're not paid to think. Just stock the darn shelves. Cool. Next morning, whole seafood sections trash. Shrimp, salmon, crab legs, all thawed and leaking. Store lost over $7,000. Corporate shows up pissed. Manager tries to throw me under the bus. Why didn't you report it? I just said, manager told me I'm not paid to think. They checked the cameras and audio, confirmed everything. Corporate backed me hard. Dave was reassigned, aka fired a week later. Never saw him again. I got moved to dairy lead a month after. Isn't it funny that the first story that I read today had a character named Dave who was a 4-letter word that starts with D, and this guy is also named Dave, but they don't even tell you that his name is Dave. They just call him manager, and you don't find out that his name is Dave until corporate comes in and reassigns Dave elsewhere, aka fired. This is definitely a double Dave kind of day. Now we gotta read story 3 and see if that's Dave also. I'm gonna guess not. And I was right, it's a Josh, not a Dave. Our next story is by ZZ Del Marco. I wore a suit to work and got my supervisor soft demoted. I'm posting mainly because I'm not a passive-aggressive type and I'm in disbelief that this actually worked. Ever since I started my job a few months ago, my supervisor, we'll call him Josh, has been micromanaging me. When I'm the subject of criticism, which is often, I try to give him the benefit of the doubt and ask him to clarify. What are your expectations? What specifically should I have done differently? Josh's responses are always vague, often something to the effect of, just do better. I even had a meeting with Josh and HR to address this, but to no avail. Yesterday, Josh comes to my desk to tell me I need to dress better. Now, I work at a small company and the vibe is unusually casual. A not insignificant amount of people come to work wearing jeans, hoodies, t-shirts, and/or baseball caps. I have never worn a hat to work, and I make a point of wearing a button-up shirt with a collar every day. This particular day I was wearing a long-sleeve button-up flannel, chino pants, and Adidas Gazelles. Other days I wear loafers and dress shirts that are tucked in. So I asked Josh to clarify. Should I be wearing dress shoes, dress shirt, tucked in? What specifically do you want me to change? Josh tells me I just need to dress better and that I should talk to HR for clarification. So I go into HR and ask, what is the dress code? I get a standard answer, pants, closed-toed shoes, no sleeveless shirts, etc. I ask, have I ever worn anything to work that poses a problem? HR says, no, you're fine. Because I'm mad, and because my repeated efforts to resolve this kind of problem had gone unheeded, I decided to be petty. The next day, today, I showed up to work in a full suit. It's one I kept for events like weddings, so it's fitted and I look really sharp in it. It's also wildly and conspicuously overdressed for the office I work in. I had several interactions with people coming to my desk to comment on my outfit and to ask what the occasion was. When anyone asked, only if they asked, I told them I had been told to dress better. This was always met with disbelief and incredulity. 2 people even said they liked the way I dress normally. When anyone asked me who the order came from, again, only if they asked, I told them it came from Josh. I was expecting to pull my little stunt for a week just to prove a point and then go back to wearing what I had been wearing before. Word got around in the office fast, apparently, because the CEO, Josh's direct boss, came to my desk later in the day to tell me I would be reporting to him now, and that he'd be having a talk with Josh about this and other issues. It's important to note that I was Josh's only underling, so he effectively went from being a supervisor to just a regular employee. I'm on a bit of a high now. I think I'm going to come into work tomorrow wearing a different one of my flannels. Josh had a stick up his butt for some reason. I don't know why. It's very possible he was jealous of you for some reason. Imagine having only one person who's your underling and you mess even that up. That's pretty bad. But a big reason why I wanted to share this story is because I thought one of the top comments underneath was absolutely hilarious. By Krakatoa83, wear a tux tomorrow and demote the CEO. You don't have to do that. The CEO was kind to him. There's no retaliation required for the CEO, but that would be funny. You get them demoted and you get promoted. You dress for the job you want, right? Just dress better than the CEO and you'll just be promoted while he gets demoted. What a silly thing. This guy just sounds like he was looking for problems where there wasn't any problem. Who knows why? Our stories for today have come to a close until we meet again. Have a beautiful day.